Okay, so I want to talk about something that I just called mental acceleration, but it's basically just related to like habits and the effort that you need to exert on yourself in order to get started doing, well, anything during the day, really. And I think this is especially like important, I guess, now that a lot of people are spending a lot of time at home because of COVID and because of working from home situations. And I found it especially helpful for myself. So basically what I'm talking about is just chaining habits together so you don't have to think about what the next action is. So for me personally now, I only have 4 steps to my little morning routine habit thing, but I have already found that it has made a big difference in terms of like my overall day. So what my morning workflow chain of habit thing looks like now is I wake up and then I go straight into the shower because it's cold and I like showering. Like, it's cold outside and I like showering, so it's a nice way to get started. And then after that, because once you've showered and brushed your teeth, also I brush my teeth in the shower, so that's sort of out of the way. I apply moisturizer and SPF, and then I get dressed. And I think after showering, you don't really want to get back into your sleeping clothes. I think that it's natural to want to wear something like clean because now you've washed yourself, so automatically you get dressed and you sort of get out of your sweats. If you prefer wearing just sweats all day, I personally recommend having like home sweats and sleeping sweats, or whatever, like pajamas and like home clothes. So at least you can change into something that's different than the clothes that you're sleeping in. Because if you're just wearing the same 24/7, it's not really conducive to your overall productivity and feeling of like refreshment. That's personal, like what I felt when I was just bumming around in the same clothes 24/7. I've found that changing into clean clothes is a lot more helpful. That is step 3. And then step 4 is making my bed. Again, this is something I never used to do because I thought it was redundant and like pointless, and I thought, oh, I'm going back to bed in 16 hours, like why do I need to make the bed? But personally now I've found it again makes a huge difference. Like, not only does it make the room look more clean and tidy and organized, it's just like a nice little finale or whatever to your morning routine where it's just like clean. Okay, you've closed off the morning chapter. For some people, I think it's helpful to prevent them from going back into bed. That's never been an issue for me, but I could see that making your bed and making it look sort of nice deters you from going back into bed if you're so inclined. Anyway, these are the 4 like little steps that I've implemented in my daily morning routine, I guess, over the past 10-ish days. Especially the bed making is a very, very recent addition, but overall, just like chaining these 4 things together and doing them systematically every single day, like it has given my morning productivity a huge boost. And I can recommend trying it out for yourself. You don't have to do it in the same way that I do. Figure out like what things work for you and what order works for you, because that is something else I have found is very important, is the order of how you do things. So in order to elaborate a little bit more on that, it's unrelated to the 4 morning steps, but it's like in the next sort of step course of events that comes after the morning. I'm still working on this, by the way, but before I would try to do some drawing in the morning. I'm trying to get back into drawing. I didn't draw for like 5 years. Anyway, this is irrelevant. I'm trying to get back into drawing, and I'm trying to work on this YouTube channel, right? So that's like 2 things that I would like to add to my daily routine and where I have to output something. So it's not like passive, it's, you have to create something, right? So before I had the drawing in the morning and then I had the YouTube stuff in the afternoon. And after doing that for about a week, I realized it totally doesn't work. Like, my drawing creativity flow is way better in the afternoon/evening. And now I've found after I switched the YouTube stuff to the morning, which started yesterday, I have way better like morning brain, YouTube, talking to a camera energy right after I've gotten dressed and had my coffee and all that stuff. It's like right after the morning course of events is over, jumping straight into the YouTube recording and editing and whatnot. It has been way better for me personally, not only because of how I personally work, but also because in the morning the lighting is way better, so you can just film using natural daylight and you don't have to rely on other light sources, I guess. Whereas like if you're filming in the evening, you don't have that added benefit. Now, this is not something I ever thought about. It's just something I realized yesterday. I was like, oh, right, that is like a bonus when filming and doing it this way. But for me personally, it has completely been related to just like my mental output and my ability to focus on what at what time of the day. And I feel like that is something that's not really talked about enough. It's like, maybe it is, and maybe I just missed out on it, but like at what point of the day are you better at doing what action? And I think it's something I want to look more into because it's something I really don't know anything about. And I'm literally just basing this on my own experience from the past like 10 days or something like that, after switching my routine around and implementing more steps and all of this. But I really think that it's important for everyone, well, not everyone, but I think it's important to like think about, you know, what do you do better in the morning? Again, it also has to do with exercise. For instance, you have these people who are recommending exercising early in the morning. Did I say advertising at first? I hope I didn't. Recommending exercising early in the morning, and that never really worked out for me. Worked out, no pun intended, but yeah, that never worked for me. I've tried it before and it just doesn't, like, it completely throws off my morning routine, for instance, because I use my morning sort of fresh morning brain on exercise, and that's not a brain activity for me. And then once I'm done exercising, a lot of people say, oh, you get endorphins and then you're energized and blah blah blah. Doesn't really work that way for me, especially with the things that I would have to do after exercising. So what I started doing back when I went to the gym was I would do stuff in the morning, and then I would go to the gym around after lunchtime or right before lunchtime, but after having done something unrelated to working out. And I did this because at that point in time I'd already used my brain, so the brain was already kind of like not sped, but just like I'd used the best of the brain, and I still had enough physical energy and, like, you know, overall sort of stamina to still be able to push myself to go to the gym. You know, if you wait too late, unless you really love the gym, if you wait super late, you might talk yourself out of it. At least that has happened to me a lot. So yeah, this is kind of just me rambling, but overall my point was just like to try to figure out what order works the best for you when it comes to doing the tasks that you have to do in a day, and the tasks not only that you have to do, but that you would like to do as well. I think this is very important because a lot of the time I find that the tasks that I would like to do sort of get kind of pushed aside because I have to do certain things, and I use all my mental creative energy on the things that I have to do. So when it comes to the things that I want to do, I don't really have any more energy, and I'm like, you know, it's not that important, I'll just do it tomorrow. And of course that never happens. Like, once you push it off to tomorrow, it's very easy to, once tomorrow rolls around, just push it off to the next tomorrow, and then 5 months passed and you still haven't done it. So yeah, that's kind of also what happened to this YouTube channel. So that is why now I'm trying to do it in the morning, because at least I will have done something and I'm not pushing it off to tomorrow. I'm doing it right now. So anyway, I think I've rambled enough. I'm still working on this. I really want to add more steps to my morning routine. There's a book called Atomic Habits. I don't know anything about it other than the name, but I think it talks about this. So I'm going to try to read the book or give the audiobook a listen, whatever is, you know, the most convenient. And like, yeah, anyway, I'm gonna check it out, and if it's good, I'll talk about it in a later video. And I think that is it for now. Thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and follow and all of that stuff. I'm still new to introductions, so thanks. Bye.